That little square you scanned to read the restaurant menu was never built for menus. It was built to count car parts on a factory floor in Japan. It sat almost unused for 26 years, and the idea behind it came from an ancient board game played on a lunch break. Here is my thesis. The QR code was finished and brilliant in 1994, and it still had to wait a generation to matter. It did not conquer the world because it was clever. It conquered the world because of two unglamorous decisions and a virus nobody saw coming. Let me take you back to Denso Wave, a company inside the Toyota Group. In 1994, their engineers had a counting problem. Car factories ran on barcodes, those thin striped labels you still see on groceries. But a barcode is one-dimensional. It holds maybe 20 characters, and a single part might need scattered together. Workers were scanning the same box again and again, tens of thousands of times a day. It was slow, it strained their hands and their eyes, and it was exhausting. Someone complained loudly enough that management decided to find a better way. One engineer, Masahiro Hara, was told to fix it. He wanted a code that held more, scanned faster, and could be read from any angle. And by his own account, the spark did not come at a desk. It came over a board game. Hara played Go, the ancient game of black and white stones on a grid. Looking at that grid of pieces, he saw it. Do not stretch data sideways like a barcode. Spread it across a square, up and down and across at once. A two-dimensional code can hold hundreds of times more than a single stripe. But a square of dots has a problem a barcode does not. A barcode you scan in a line. A square you can hold sideways, upside down, tilted. How does a scanner know where the code is and which way is up? Hara's answer is the part you have looked at 1,000 times without noticing. 3 squares in 3 corners. Those are position markers. A scanner finds those 3 shapes, locks onto them, and instantly knows the orientation no matter how the code is turned. And here is the detail I love. Hara needed those corner squares to be unmistakable. If a similar pattern showed up in nearby text or a logo, the scanner might lock onto the wrong thing. So his team did something almost absurdly patient. They surveyed printed matter, flyers, magazines, boxes, measuring the ratio of black to white areas across countless examples, hunting for the one pattern that almost never appeared in print. They found it. That specific ratio in the corner squares was chosen precisely because the real world almost never produces it by accident. The name fit the goal. QR, Quick Response. So by 1994, the thing was done. Fast, dense, readable from any angle, robust enough for an oily factory. And then, mostly, nothing. For years, the QR code lived where it was born, in logistics and manufacturing, invisible to the rest of us. Why the long sleep? Partly because the reader was missing. To scan a code, you needed a device in every pocket with a good camera and software to match. And that phone simply did not exist yet in 1994. The technology was complete. The world around it was not. Now the first unglamorous decision. Denso Wave held the patent. They could have charged a fee on every scan, every label, every app. Instead, the company chose to keep it open, declaring it would not exercise its patent rights for the standardized code. Anyone could use it, freely. That choice is why the QR code is everywhere and 100 rival formats are forgotten. Free one. Again. And then the second thing, the one no engineer could plan for. In 2020, a pandemic made touching shared surfaces feel dangerous overnight. Suddenly, a touchless square that opened a menu, a ticket, a payment, was exactly what the world needed. The phones were finally ready, the technology was free to adopt, and a virus supplied the reason. 26 years after it was invented, the same square that once tracked engine parts was sitting on every cafe table on Earth. The QR code became ordinary. That is the lesson I keep coming back to. A technology can be complete and still be early for an entire generation. Hedy Lamarr patented the ideas behind wireless decades before they mattered. Hara built the perfect code for a world that would not need it for 26 years. Brilliance gets you the invention. Timing and openness get you the world. So point your camera at that little square in the corner of the screen, the subscribe button, and log onto it. Quick response. No waiting 26 years this time. Scan, and I will see you in the next one.